What the hell is going on with the New York Yankees? Just a few weeks ago, they were kings of the East, dominating the division. And now, they're in free fall, a humiliating losing streak, an offense that's completely vanished, and they've lost the top spot to their biggest rival. This isn't just a rough patch, this is the beginning of a collapse. And the story behind it is way more shocking than you might think. Stick with me until the end because we're going to break down every detail of the crisis shaking the Bronx. And the revelations will blow your mind. Hey there, Baseball Nation, and welcome back. If you've been following the Yankees, you know this past month has been a nightmare. Let's start with the first major issue, the performance crisis and the fall in the division. It all fell apart, hard. The Yankees went on a 6-game losing streak that sent fans into full panic mode. But the worst blow, the one that truly stung, was getting swept in a 4-game series by the Toronto Blue Jays. Losing to a direct rival is already bad. Getting swept by them, in your own division, and watching them steal your spot at the top, that's a disaster. And the offense? It just disappeared. The team went through an unbelievable stretch of 30 straight innings without scoring a single run. 30. That exposed an inconvenient truth. This team is dangerously dependent on Aaron Judge. While Judge is putting up MVP numbers, the rest of the lineup looks completely incapable of producing when he's not carrying the load on his own. It's a troubling situation, and if you're as concerned as I am, do this right now. Smash that like button to show your support or your frustration, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, because what I'm about to tell you next is the reason why this on-field meltdown is just the beginning of the problem. And believe me, this drop in performance didn't happen by accident. It's been fueled by a full-blown injury epidemic that has ripped the heart out of this team and forced the front office to make one of the most controversial and expensive decisions in the franchise's recent history. You don't want to miss the breakdown of a key player being cut and the injury list that reads like a horror movie script. Keep watching to find out the truth behind the chaos in the Bronx. If you thought the on-field struggles were the only issue, brace yourself, because the real root of the disaster is hidden in the training room. The Yankees' crisis isn't just about hits and runs, it's about broken bodies. Let's start with the news that shook the team to its core even before the season began. Garrett Cole, the ace, the reigning Cy Young Award winner, the rock of the rotation, out for the entire 2025 season. He underwent Tommy John surgery, and just like that, the Yankees lost their most dominant pitcher. But the catastrophe didn't stop there. Like lightning striking twice, the nightmare repeated itself. Clark Schmidt, one of the team's most reliable starters, also felt something in his arm. The diagnosis? Worst-case scenario, ligament damage likely requiring his second Tommy John surgery. Let that sink in. Schmidt isn't just out for the rest of this season. He likely won't pitch in a major league game again until 2027. In just a few months, the Yankees lost 2 of their top starting pitchers for a very, very long time. What was supposed to be a powerhouse rotation has become a minefield. This isn't bad luck. It's an epidemic. The bullpen has been gutted too, with key arms dropping one after another. The team is desperate, forced to promote rookies and pray that rehab assignments turn into miracle comebacks. And this is where the story gets even more intense. With the team collapsing on the field and the injured list overflowing, the front office was forced to make one of the most shocking and expensive decisions in recent franchise history. They looked at the roster, saw a problem that could no longer be ignored, and made a brutal cut. If you're stunned by everything going on, hit that like button to show you're following this saga, and don't forget to subscribe, because up next we're breaking down the release of DJ LeMahieu. We'll explain why the Yankees paid $22 million for a player not to play for them, and how that move completely changed the direction of the season. Stay tuned. So let's recap. The team's in free fall, losing crucial games. The starting rotation has been decimated by injuries. What does a general manager do when he's cornered? He makes a move no one expects. A brutal, expensive move that sends a message to the entire league. Amid all this chaos, the Yankees did the unthinkable. They cut DJ LeMahieu. Yes, you heard that right. The 2-time batting champion, one of the team's cornerstones in recent years, was released. But why? The truth is, LeMahieu just wasn't the same player anymore. His performance had dropped off dramatically, and injuries had taken their toll. He was limited to playing only second base, which created a huge issue for the roster. To keep him in the lineup, the Yankees had to move the ultra-athletic Jazz Chisholm Jr. to third base, a position where he was uncomfortable and dealing with shoulder pain. The experiment was a failure, so the front office made the final call. Chisholm would move back to his natural position at second base, and that left LeMahieu, a player on a massive contract, as an expensive bench piece with no place on the team. Now here comes the wildest part of this entire story. To get rid of him, the Yankees agreed to eat nearly $22 million out of their own pocket. They're literally paying a fortune for him not to play. This isn't just a release. It's a public admission of a very costly mistake, and a crystal clear sign of desperation and urgency. The message is, we don't care about past spending. We need to win now. This drastic move blew a hole in both the roster and the budget, and with the trade deadline fast approaching, the Yankees are officially in a do-or-die situation. They need reinforcements. Yesterday. If this move left you speechless, hit like to let us know what you think, and if you haven't yet, subscribe now. Because in our next and final segment, we're stepping into the Yankees' war room. Who are they targeting? What stars are in their sights? And what price will they have to pay to save the season? The final reveal is coming. Don't go anywhere. This is the point of no return. A team in free fall. A clubhouse that feels more like a war-zone infirmary. A $22 million star paid to walk away. All roads lead to one place. Brian Cashman's war room. The trade deadline is coming. And for the Yankees, it's not just a date. It's an ultimatum. The situation is so desperate that everyone knows what the Yankees need. It's a blinking neon sign to the entire league. And the shopping list? It's long and urgent. Wanted. Starting third baseman wanted. Starting pitcher, yesterday. Wanted. Bullpen arms. First up, third base. With LeMahieu gone, there's a gaping hole at the position. They need a difference maker, and the rumors are already flying. Ryan McMahon from the Rockies, Eugenio Suarez from the Diamondbacks. Names with serious firepower that could plug the hole in the lineup. Next, and maybe most critically, a starting pitcher. With Cole and Schmidt out indefinitely, the rotation is in shambles. The name everyone's talking about? Dylan Cease of the Padres, a pitcher with the potential to dominate. And finally, the bullpen. Injuries have wrecked the relief corps, and they need at least one more reliable arm to close out games in the postseason. But here's the catch. When everyone knows you're desperate, the price skyrockets. That's the infamous Yankee tax. And other teams are ready to cash in. The Padres, for example, reportedly aren't just asking for prospects in return for Dylan Cease. Word is, talks start with the crown jewel of the Yankees farm system, outfielder Spencer Jones. And that's the decision that could define the future of the franchise. Trade a generational talent like Jones, someone who could be the next big star in pinstripes, for a shot at winning now? Or protect the future and risk wasting Aaron Judge's prime years with an incomplete roster? The soul of the New York Yankees is on the line in the next few weeks. The dynasty, the reputation, the title, everything hinges on the decisions made before July 31st. So what would you do? Would you trade Spencer Jones? Drop your opinion in the comments, and we want to know what the Yankee Nation thinks. And if you followed this saga up to now and want to see how it all ends, this is the moment. Smash that like. If this video gave you the full picture, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss our full coverage of the trade deadline and the verdict on the Yankees' future. Thanks for watching. The countdown has begun.